Batman has one of the most iconic origin stories ever. Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins is the best example of how to tackle the origins of Batman. The editing of the film is used in a unique way to help tell the story. It allows Christopher Nolan to seamlessly jump from past and present in a non-linear style. This helps with the pacing and understanding of the character of Bruce Wayne. The first half of Batman Begins uses non-linear storytelling, jumping from his training with the League of Shadows to his life before he decided to dedicate himself to fighting criminals. Nolan chooses when to go from the past to the present carefully. He usually does this when Bruce is telling his story to Ducard.
When you lived among the criminals, did you start to pity them?
The first time I stole so that I wouldn't starve. Yes, I lost many assumptions about the simple nature of right or wrong.
Nolan transitions using fade-ins and fade-outs, smash cuts, and match cuts. Fade-ins and fade-outs are just that. You fade into one scene and out the other.
Like you, I was forced to learn there are those without decency who must be fought without hesitation, without pity. Your anger gives you great power, but if you let it will destroy you, as it almost did me.
What stopped it?
Vengeance.
That's no help to me.
Why, Bruce? Why could you not avenge your parents?
When Bruce tells him it's not for him, the scene fades into the past, showing why he chooses not to fight for vengeance. The use of fading in and fading out allows for a smooth transition between past and present. The smash cut is when you transition from one scene to another abruptly. It makes the subject appear to jump instantly in time. It is also used to show what a character might be thinking. Christopher Nolan uses the smash cut in the film to show Batman's fear of bats. Bruce uses the symbol of a bat so that criminals can share the same fear as him.
My bats passed away.
Bats frightened me. This time my enemies shared my dread.
We are reminded of Batman's fear in the opening scene of the movie. Using a smash cut, Nolan transitions abruptly from Bruce's dream state to the present. The opening establishes Batman's fear right off the get-go, and it's what drives him to succeed in his training. Bruce is also haunted by the death of his parents, and the smash cuts reinforce that. His fear of bats is what ultimately leads to their deaths. When he and his parents go to an opera, we see the smash cuts of bats as Bruce gets scared again and he needs to leave. Him and his parents are then confronted by a mugger and his parents are fatally shot.
I said you would.
Bruce blames himself for his parents' death. Their death as a result of crime is what drives him to be Batman. He wants no one to suffer the same fate. This all comes together in a later scene when Batman is reminded of his guilt when sprayed with Scarecrow's fear toxin.
Oh, having trouble. Take a seat, have a drink. You look like a man who takes himself too seriously. Do you want my opinion? You need to lighten up.
We see that his greatest fear is letting his parents down and not fulfilling his goal to be the symbol of Gotham. Match cuts in this film are used either to remind us of the past or to further develop the character of Batman. A match cut is a transition that uses an element from a previous scene to smoothly bring the viewer to the next scene. When the same object is used, the object connects the shots. The object used by Nolan in his match cuts is a stethoscope, which was owned by Bruce's father. When Bruce sees the stethoscope, the film cuts to Bruce as a child using it on his father. Nolan shows us this moment twice in the movie. The first time we see the stethoscope is when Bruce returns home from college. He remembers in this moment all that he has lost. The next object he picks up is a gun. He is determined to avenge his parents' death by killing their murderer. The second time we see the stethoscope is at the end of the movie, after Bruce has saved the city of Gotham from the League of Shadows. Here, the stethoscope not only symbolizes his father, but also the goodness that his father represents. Bruce feels in this moment that he has honored his father's legacy by being a symbol to the city of Gotham.
What will you do?
Rebuild it. Just the way it was, brick for brick.
He has matured from a man seeking personal vengeance to a man seeking the greater good. Christopher Nolan is able to tell the story of a man who wants to invoke change by taking down the criminals who took his parents from him. Throughout the film, we are reminded about Batman's origins through dialogue, camera work, and most importantly, through the editing. Nolan skillfully reveals the man behind the mask of Gotham's protector, the Batman.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Bruce?